It's time for America to man up. I hate to shut you down, Paulie, but I got Doc Love on hold as he helps us navigate the warm waters of what we hope is sins of the flesh. I'm talking about the mating process. Trying to get the ladies to participate in our selection process. That's a term that I heard bandied about earlier. Doc Love, how are you, sir?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me on.
As always, we appreciated the tips the other day that we posted on the blog about things not to do on the first date. But I know that we're constantly moving forward. I know we're supposed to take our lessons and apply them to future processes. What is the selection process?
Most men go into a relationship and they wing it. Well, I'll be myself. We'll see what happens, and we'll leave it up to nature. Well, but the law of reality says you don't get what you deserve in love. You get what you negotiate. And so you have to have a selection process. You have to look at her attitude, her scars and baggage, and you have to look at her interest level, how high it is. But 90% of the men, between their egos and their feelings toward the women, they can't see straight. That's the problem. And so what I try to do is give guys a selection process where they can keep their feet on the ground so they don't get hurt in the future. Now, a good example of this, of the opposite, would be Rush Limbaugh. Now, when it comes to stations and money, I have the greatest respect for Rush. But when it comes to women, he hasn't a clue. Now, you look at the photographs of Rush and his new wife on the Internet. It's very interesting. One, she's standing there in a black, low-cut dress, holding her purse. Her hands are in front of her. And Rush has his hands on her shoulders from standing from behind. And he's got his head next to her head, kind of standing behind her a little bit. If you just study the body language, you'll see how she's the center of this photograph. And then there's another photograph of Rush. She's looking at the camera, and he's kissing her on the cheek. You're looking at her face and the side of his head. And again, it would appear almost if she were the star. And here's another thing I don't like. He's 59, she's 33. There's too much of an age difference there. And luckily, the pool boy or the tennis instructor on his property there isn't too good looking. Because what's going to happen is, when they start living together, she's going to be living with Rush Limbaugh, not the guy that makes $39 million a year, not the guy that has 650 stations, but it's that one-on-one living together day after day, week by week. And what happens is the woman gets turned off. So there's a chapter in my book called Agenda, and Agenda says, you better know why she's with you. And the thing is this is the fourth marriage for Rush. The first woman left him because of incompatibility, which means I had low interest level in Rush. The second one left him the weekend of Christmas back in 1988.
Ouch.
And then the third one, listen to this, Dave, she was married 3 times before Rush married her. This is women's turf. Romantic love is a woman's turf. Marriage is a woman's turf, not man's. So what's he doing getting married for the 4th time? He has no selection process. And that's what's sad about this in Rush. Because I want Rush to be married to this girl forever. But the point is this. Let's reverse it. Say I were a love doctor for women, which I'm not. I wouldn't want my daughter marrying a guy who's been married 3 times.
Well, let's slow down now and back up. When you first were talking about Rush, and you were talking about the body language and what we're supposed to infer from the pictures, you were saying that basically he was exalting her,
exactly.
the princess on the pedestal, to be in the center, the spotlight. Perhaps he was utilizing her because of his frail sensibility of his.
I don't look at it that way. I see your point.
Well, you can use a woman socially, or in his case, in the spotlight as a shield, someone to hide behind. But you're saying that's a bad premise to begin a relationship on. And then you said something about her the age disparity. And I have a friend. He always says you're only as old as the women you feel. Yet you inferred that the 25-year plus disparity was going to lead to infidelity.
Well,
why would we assume that?
I'm just saying that if Rush 59 married a girl 50 versus one that's 33, the odds of her committing adultery are a lot less.
Well, yeah, but we would hope that, even at 59, our prowess would be such that we could say to a woman, whether she was in her mid-30s or mid-40s or perhaps in her mid-50s, one could venture, I don't know.
Yeah, it's called life experience.
Yeah?
It's like Dave, you and I went out with a 19-year-old. She might be beautiful, have a great body, but how long are we going to talk to her? 30 minutes? We're going to run out of gas. It's a life experience. There's nothing to talk about to a 19-year-old.
Come on, Doc.
Unless you're Hugh Hefner, then he's the only exception.
Well, I disagree with you. I think that that kindred spirits can be found in spite of age disparity, but we'll agree to disagree on that. But the bottom line here is the agenda that you establish with the relationship. Expound on that.
Well, some women marry you because you're powerful. Some women marry you because they don't want to get out of the house. So in other words, she's marrying you for the wrong reasons. She's got to be in love with you because of confidence, self-control, and challenge, which we will go over in the future.
All right.
But the point is we want her to love you for those manliness qualities, strength qualities that make you a manly man. This is the way this started way back in the caves when the guy was out looking for the saber-toothed tiger and she was taking care of the babies inside the den, feeding the kids. They're programmed to go after these things instead of what their feminista sisters try to brainwash them into doing.
Ah.
And so I don't want Rush getting divorced, but the point is this. My books are $99. I got 4 of them with 2 CDs. If Rush would have gone over this, he wouldn't have gone through 3 divorces.
The system.
Remember, this guy's making $39 a year. We got lawyers now who just break up prenups. We got lawyers on marriages, divorces. Now we got prenups.
Oh, you're living in the fast lane. Doc Love from AskMen.com and his own website, DocLove.com. You've got a system. It's called The System, and it helps men overcome what you call the feministas' interpretation or distortion of what the natural cycle and relationship between men and women is. We appreciate your sage advice and look forward to our next conversation and our next homework sheet.
Thank you.
As always, Doc Love on the 950. We'll pause for 30 seconds and come right back.